Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So today's pick a card reading is for those of you who have a particular connection that has been on your mind. Perhaps that has been kind of confusing to navigate sometimes. And what we want to do in this reading is get to the bottom of what is truly going on. We're going to look at this from your side, from the other person's side. I'll be calling them your person in this reading. And of course, looking at the energies between the two of you. We're gonna look at this from a mental level, an emotional level, a spiritual level, and a physical level in terms of like actions and how you're actually showing up for each other. I just wanted to say for this reading, I mean, this applies to all readings, but I feel like it's kind of an important disclaimer to make for readings like these. You know, it's called Delulu check. It's a fun title, but at the end of the day, the reading still has to resonate with you. Like, I don't ever want to be coming on here like, forget everything you've experienced. This is how it is, because I can't say that as a general reader and as a person who is not you. So if the message is truly for you, it should feel like something that deep down you do know to be true, but that sometimes your mind has a hard time accepting or believing or processing. So yeah, the message still has to resonate, of course. I just felt like clarifying that for this reading. Anyway, let's get into it. So there are 4 readings to choose from today. I'm going to show you each of these crystals up close one by one, and please pick whichever one you feel drawn to the most. Number 1 is Pyrite with Calcite. Number 2 is Rose Quartz. Number 3 is Champagne Aura Quartz. And number 4 is Zebra Amber. Okay, so as always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with number 1. Hi number ones. So if you guys chose the Pyrite with Calcite, this is going to be your reading. So as you can see, we have 2 tarot decks here. This one is going to represent you. This one is going to represent your person. And we're going to pull 4 cards for each of you. And they're going to represent the spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical aspects of this connection. So basically, we're going to be seeing what is going on in your souls, in your heads, in your hearts, and in your actions towards each other. And then we're just gonna pull a couple of oracle cards at the end to summarize this energy and see what is truly going on between the two of you. This is me from the future. I just did your extended, so I updated the list of what was covered there. We are going to go deeper on whatever messages we uncover here in the main part of your reading. We're just gonna see what additional details or what deeper messages your guides would like to uncover about it. So that's going to be different for each group. But then in every group, we are going to see what the likely future is based on the current energies, your person's next move towards you from whenever you're watching. And we're also going to see the timing or any signs and synchronicities that you should be aware of moving forward. That is how the reading is going to go today. Thank you so much for being here, and let's get into it. We will pull the cards for you first. My group number ones. What is going on spiritually in your energy? We have the 3 of Wands. What is going on mentally? We have the 2 of Swords. Emotionally, we have 2 cards. The Knight of Wands and the 7 of Cups. And what is going on physically? We have the Empress. Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing now for your person. What is going on for them spiritually? We have the Star. What is going on for them mentally? We have Judgment. What is going on for them emotionally? The Hierophant. Wow, lots of major arcana. All major arcana so far. And what is going on physically? We have the Five of Pentacles. Okay, I actually want to start with the physical section, because if what I'm describing here does sound like what has been transpiring in the 3D between the two of you, then that will be your sign that you found your group. The first thing that came to my mind with you as the Empress is that you have really been approaching this connection with the purest heart and the purest of intentions. I think that you are excited about this connection. I think it brings up a lot of feelings of joy and love, or at the very least, a lot of pleasant feelings. And I really feel like you are not trying to hide those. Like, you show up fully embodied in your excitement and in your joy. You want the other party to see that. So what was really coming through to me is that you're not playing games. You're not trying to act nonchalant when you're really excited deep down. You're not playing hard to get. You're not trying to hold back your energy in order to come across in a certain way. You care and you're showing it. That's basically what I felt with the Empress. It feels like you have no interest in hiding how you're feeling. Maybe that's just the type of person you are. Like, you're not the type to pretend like you don't care and pretend like you're nonchalant and act all cool. Like, if you're excited about something, you're gonna show it. If you like something or someone, you're gonna show it. Like, I'm just so happy to be here. I'm just so happy to be having these emotions. Like, I just feel a really pure heart and pure intentions from your side. I feel like you're a very loving person. I feel like your soul is just grateful to be here. Now, we have the Five of Pentacles on your person's side. One thing that this could be representing is that there could be some physical distance between the two of you right now, or physically, the potential of this connection has not panned out as much as it could. And I feel like your person could be taking that a bit harder than you, if that's the right way to say that. Like, here's an example. Let's say that your person, and actually maybe this is what's happening. Let's say your person has really been wanting to provide for you and give you all of these nice experiences. Maybe they want to give you lavish things, or maybe they just want to materially support your dreams. Maybe they want to give you opportunities. Maybe they want to help you in more concrete ways. But just because of the way their life is right now, or the way their resources are right now, they can't really do that. And they could be being quite hard on themselves about that. Meanwhile, you're just happy to be experiencing them and experiencing their presence and experiencing their companionship. There's this feeling of them being like, I want to give you more materially. I want to give you more concrete things. And you're like, man, I just want to be with you. Like, I just want to be around you. I feel like you are so much more fulfilled by the emotional and spiritual side of things and just their presence, you know? Like, I'm just happy to be connecting with you. And I hope that they can feel that. They may. It's interesting with the Five of Pentacles card. There's one person looking over towards you and one person looking away. So I feel like there is a part of them that really does receive that loving energy from you. And then there may be another part of them that is just a bit more hard on themselves. That's like, no, I need to be giving more. But this feels like a material thing. And it feels like something that, yes, may matter to you, but it's not the most important thing. The most important thing to you is their emotional presence, if I'm reading your energy accurately. And I kind of wondered with the Judgment card, this is coming through for them mentally, if they were sort of judging themselves kind of harshly or judging themselves kind of unfairly. I think you really see the potential in yourself, in your person, and in this connection. I think you know deep down that the potential is going to be realized and you're not in a rush. Like, the most important thing is that we're in it together and we could never be behind schedule. Like, we're in this together and we're realizing our dreams on our own time. And I just feel like you're less worried and you're more into flow. Whereas your person is more like, I need to produce results right now. I need to show that I'm successful and show that I can offer you all these things right now. And you're like, relax. Like, let's just be in each other's company. Let's just enjoy each other. Let's enjoy the journey. That's the kind of energy that I'm picking up for my group ones. If this sounds like you, then keep watching. Spiritually, we have some very beautiful energy. You're coming through as the Three of Wands. They're coming through as the Star. So your souls, I'm hearing like big things coming, you know, like when people are promoting themselves, they're like, we have big things coming. I'm so excited to share it with you. I feel like that's the vibe that your souls are in. And you can probably tell I'm in quite a bubbly energy for this group. You know, I'm quite upbeat as I'm reading these cards. Maybe you can feel that energy coming across from me, but that is definitely what I feel from your souls. I feel like your souls are very excited for your futures, for the futures of your human selves. I think your souls know that you are going to do great things together. Spiritually, this person's presence in your life, I think, is helping you to come out of your shell, helping you to believe in yourself. What I'm hearing is that this person is not necessarily here to create your opportunities or to create your success, but just to show you the door that is open for you and show you like you're able to open this door and walk through it yourself. It's like they don't give you the opportunities, but they give you the confidence to go after your opportunities, or they give you the confidence to create your own. I think they just help you believe in yourself. And you could still be very successful if this person had not come into your life, but you may be a more reserved or even isolated person if it weren't for their influence. Like, you may be just a little bit more hidden away, maybe feeling a bit more, oh, like there's nothing that special about me. I think something about their influence reminds you of how special you are, and that deserves to be seen. I feel like it would really light them up for you to believe in yourself and be seen in all your glory. And there's also a future that you help them believe in. You help them believe in the future of something or the promise of something. At the timing that you came into this person's life, there may have been a big dream of theirs that was kind of starting to lose steam. They're kind of starting to lose hope in it. And then your influence in their life made them remember, like, oh, this is possible. Maybe there still is a future here, or maybe the future is going to be better than I thought. Yes, once you entered their life, they kind of upgraded their plans for the future. You both reminded each other that you are capable of more, and you reminded each other to keep dreaming. So spiritually, this is a very beneficial connection. Astrologically, these don't actually have to be your signs, but I just want to note that spiritually, your energy is coming through as Aries and their energy is coming through as Aquarius. Those could literally be your signs, but what I'm more so interested in is the fact that Aries and Aquarius form a sextile, which is, it's like you provide each other opportunities, open doors for each other. I've heard astrologers talk about the sextile as like a little handshake, like you're working together, you're helping each other out. It is a compatible aspect. Maybe you and this person have a significant like sextile in your synastry, but I think you work very well together. There may be some sort of community or collective that you enter into because of this person's influence. Like, maybe they help you network, or they help you get into different circles, different spaces, or they just really involve you in their community, in their friend group. If that hasn't happened yet, it could very well be something that is going to happen in the future. Mentally, you're coming through as the Two of Swords, and they're coming through as Judgment. I feel like the Two of Swords for you is less about like, I don't know what I want, and it's more, I don't know what's actually gonna happen. Because I think emotionally, you are quite sure that you are drawn to this person, and you are quite sure that there's potential for something amazing. So I don't think the Two of Swords is like, do I want this connection or not? Or like, should I stay in this connection or not? I feel like you're pretty sure or totally sure that you want things to move forward with this person. So I'm kind of reading the Two of Swords more as an uncertainty of what could happen, or an uncertainty of what they'll do. Because the Two of Swords is a Libra card. Libra focuses on the other. So it feels like I know I'm sure, but I don't know about them. Their uncertainty, or their focus on material things, or their focus on, I can't give you what I want to give you right now, that might come across to you sometimes as like they're not committed, they're not locked in, they're not sure about me. It may come across as cold feet, or like self-sabotaging sometimes. Like, you're not sure what they're going to do, and maybe you're just trying to be as constant of a warm and loving presence as possible. I think they just need to feel safe in this connection and recognize like they don't have to prove anything. Like, they just have to be here and enjoy the journey with you. And I zoned out a little bit just now, but I think you're probably just wanting to help them recognize that and feel safe, but you're not sure how it's going to play out with them. You're sure of how you feel, and you're sure of the potential, but what are they gonna do? That's how I'm reading this Two of Swords. Emotionally, you have the Knight of Wands and the Seven of Cups. So I do feel emotionally you are quite excited and enthusiastic about the connection. With the Seven of Cups here, you could kind of get carried away in your emotions sometimes. Now, there's no objectively correct amount to be emotional. You can feel things as strongly as you want. But when it comes to the Seven of Cups, there is a feeling of like overwhelm or getting carried away. So for example, daydreaming and fantasizing to the point that it kind of takes you out of the present moment. I've been talking to some friends about this recently because, you know, I have a lot of 12th house in my chart, and I have a very vivid inner world, and sometimes I get stuck just daydreaming about things, and that's enough to satisfy me, and then I don't actually like do stuff in the physical world. So that would be an example of getting carried away in your emotions and in your inner world, where it's kind of taking you out of the 3D reality. So that could be the case for you sometimes with this connection, where you're like daydreaming about the possibilities and daydreaming about the future. And then you're like, oh shit, I have these tasks to complete in the 3D. Oh shit, I have to be present here. Another thing that this could indicate is sometimes idealizing this person or kind of putting them on a pedestal, seeing the amazingness in them, and maybe sometimes seeing it as higher than the amazingness that exists in you. Or it could also just be having emotions that are so strong and sometimes you feel like there's no outlet for them. And so emotionally, it just feels overwhelming for you. Like, what am I supposed to do with this? Because emotions want an outlet. Emotions want to move. And you may get a lot of pent-up emotion about this connection, but then there's no obvious place to put it in the 3D. There's no obvious way to channel it. But with the Knight of Wands, you will need to find a channel for it. Maybe it's creating. Maybe it's writing. Maybe it's telling this person if you can. Maybe it's telling someone in your life. Maybe it's moving your body. Maybe it's, I like to talk to myself when I'm getting emotionally overwhelmed and just spit it all out and then I feel better. But it needs to keep moving. The emotion needs to keep moving through you because that is what you will use to build. The emotions are like, the emotions are like bricks that you will use to build your dream house on this physical plane. But when you hold them in, it's like you're carrying all the bricks in a backpack. You have to let them out and then build something with them. Maybe it's through creating. So it's also kind of a disservice to try to suppress the emotions or try to get rid of them. It's like, no, utilize them, make something with them, channel it. Because the emotions that come up here, they're strong, but they're very special and they're very colorful and they're very beautiful. I feel like whatever mirror this person holds up to you, like it shows all of your most vivid and beautiful and interesting colors. And you can reflect those out into the world. I hope that this is making sense. I feel like I'm kind of speaking in metaphors. But yeah, emotionally, this is like a very rich connection and it's beautiful. Emotionally, they're coming through as the Hierophant, which is definitely more of a practical and pragmatic energy. I also just noticed all of the cards on their side are fixed signs. You have Taurus. I would say Scorpio for Judgment because it is related to Pluto, but it's also related to fire. I mean, Scorpio feels kind of fiery too, like Phoenix vibes. And Aquarius with the star. They have a lot of fixed energy going on, which I do think is a sign that their presence is fixed in your life for a while. I don't know about forever, but they're definitely going to be around for a long period of your life and be reliable. Like they're not going to go anywhere. I think emotionally, your person likes to process emotions in a more structured and ordered way. Whereas I feel like your emotions just flow. Their emotions are like cube shaped. And your emotions don't have a shape. They're like swirly, misty, water, fireworks. They just kind of go everywhere. And that's really cool. And you can work together. Like you can bring more color and freedom to their emotional experience, and they can bring more like structure and constructiveness to yours. I feel like this is someone who maybe they have kind of a builder archetype. They're like a rock. Their energy is like a rock. Now I'm just getting very abstract with this group, but I'm going with it. They're like a solid structure. They like to build towards things, build towards the next goal in partnerships. They like to think about what are we building together. When they're experiencing an emotion, maybe they're thinking a lot about like, where does this come from? What is the foundation of this emotion and what can I build with it? And I do think it's good to be analytical of your emotions like that, but when you analyze it to death, it can also kind of take some of the magic out of it. And sometimes they may kind of overcomplicate their emotional process. Like, I don't always need to know the exact 52 reasons that I'm having this complex emotion and trace it back to its roots, back 3 generations. Like, maybe I can just be present in it. Maybe sometimes they need to turn off their mind and just experience the magic with you. And maybe they don't always have to think about the future that we are building towards and where we're going to be in 5 years from now. And they can just enjoy the now with you. You may notice sometimes when you're together with this person, it's not like they're distant, but they may have a hard time being 100% present. They're thinking about like, what does this lead to? They may not always be, they may not be very good at just being like spontaneous and just enjoying time with you. They may be thinking about the things that they need to get done after this, or like what future are we working towards? And there's a time and place for that. There's a time and place for like building towards a future, but also we're together now, and like that's beautiful and that's magical. And whatever happens in the future, I'm grateful to be here with you now. And maybe that's an energy that they could use some help getting into, because I feel like their way of thinking often leads to them feeling inadequate. Like, I'm not doing enough for my future. Whereas you seem more like co-creating with the universe. I don't have to worry about all of the details of how I'm going to get to my dream future. Like, it's just my job to be present right now and know that I'm going to float towards the future I'm dreaming of eventually, hand in hand with the universe. They kind of seem like they have a harder time letting go of control like that. And that might also be one of the things that you've come into their life to help them do from a spiritual perspective. Like, let go of control, stop feeling like it's their responsibility to control everything, and kind of step back and remember that the universe is infinitely more magical than their limited brain and limited plans. Just help them enjoy the now. And also, I think they help you give a little bit of structure to your dreams and co-create like a bit more intentionally with the universe and in a bit more disciplined way. So I would say you complement each other very well. That's that sextile energy. It's like a handshake between your souls. So you definitely have quite a positive influence on each other. I do not really detect any concerning Delulu in this group. Like, I do think you're daydreaming and imagining things, but that's part of manifestation. Like, you're just imagining the possibilities of what your future can be. Yeah, I see nothing wrong with that. So let's take a look at your oracle cards to summarize this energy that is between the two of you. We have 1. Why am I thinking of New Rules by Dua Lipa? 1, don't pick up the phone, you know he's on the call, I'm drunk and alone. And you are group 1. You may need to kind of lock in to something in the next few months. I'm hearing in the next 3 to 6 months, which is very specific, but you may need to lock into something. Maybe you and your person are locking in, and you're avoiding falling back to old habits for comfort. Because I'm just thinking about that line. And I'm not saying that's what's happening between you and your person, but that, like, he's only calling because he's drunk and alone. It's like, He's calling because he's gone back to his old habits, and you would pick up if you're going back to your old habits. So maybe there's something that you both need to help each other be accountable for. Like your old habits or your old self are calling and you need to not answer. You need to not answer when your old self calls, and you need to help them not answer their old self. And you need to lock in together. This could be because you're both working on your individual goals, or maybe you have a shared goal that you're working on together. But there's something about, I don't know, like temptations to revert back. It makes sense actually, because when you lock in, your life starts changing, right? When you start leveling up, your life starts changing, and change is unfamiliar. So even if it's what you want, your brain can get a little bit spooked and try to trick you to revert back to your old comfortable ways, even if they're not serving you. Like for example, I've been DJing at clubs for the past few months, and it's scary. Like I get nervous, and on the day of my gigs, without fail, my brain starts going, I don't want to do this anyway. Like, why do I put myself through this? Like, I'm nervous. I'm scared. I don't like it. Like, I don't even want to do this. And starts like tricking me. Like, just go back into hiding. Like, what's the point? But then when I actually go out and do it, I have the time of my life. So the brain is very sneaky like that. It will try to get you back to your old ways and back into your little comfortable bubble, stop you from taking chances. So as you each level up individually, or as you level up together over the next 3 to 6 months, those temptations to like roll up in a blanket burrito and hide away, go back to your old life, those temptations could be quite strong. You have to help each other overcome them. Well, you don't have to, but you can. You can help each other overcome them, and that would be very good. Okay. Yeah, I feel like with one, definitely feels like personal upgrades, personal leveling up, a new beginning starting. Yeah, literally. The energy is gaining momentum with waxing moon. Yep. The energy between the two of you is that there's a new beginning coming and the energy is gaining momentum. That is a very clear message here. So it's safe for you to keep daydreaming. Just remember, the emotions need an outlet. They need to be funneled into some sort of creation or building or action taking on the physical plane, because your emotions are valuable materials. They're bricks, and you have to use them to build the structure of what you want on this physical plane. I think that, not danger, that sounds so dramatic. The danger of this is letting all of your daydreams and visualizations stay in your head. Like getting drunk off dreaming what the potential could be without action. And also, if you're like waiting to see what this person will do, don't. Just like start building your life. Start building the version of you want to be. Start building the life you want to live in, and they will follow. But I think the other quote unquote danger is like if you just stand there waiting for them to do something, or they just stand, like if you just stand there waiting for each other, then no one makes a move. Just start. I feel like one is saying that too. Just start building the life you want, start being the you want to be, and they will follow. They will mirror you. Okay, so based on this energy, I think what we're going to take a look at in your extended is when you are both living as your dream selves, when you are both living your best life, what does your life look like together? Like, what are you building together? What are you achieving together? What are you experiencing together? I want to look into that because both of you have some really exciting energy going on, and both of you are really positive influences in each other's growth. Like you keep each other balanced out. So yeah, we're gonna see that. We're gonna see the future of this connection based on the current energies, anything you need to know in terms of timing. We do know the next 3 to 6 months are important for you building a dream of yours or leveling up. But anything specific in terms of timing, signs, and synchronicities to look out for, the next move that they might make towards you, anything like that that you need to know, we are going to look at that in the extended. So if that sounds good to you and you like to join me there, it's going to be linked down below in the description as well as in the pinned comment. There's the option to access just this one reading or the membership option to access all of the extendeds every month. One note about the memberships, I am most likely going to be taking a break in June 2026 from the membership stuff. However, if you're joining the lowest level of memberships, it's the same price as like purchasing the individual reading anyway, but then you get access to like over a year's worth of extended readings. So I mean, it's still worth it to join the membership, but I just wanted to mention that I will most likely not be posting new stuff in June and taking a little break. And of course, billing is going to be paused during that time, but just something to note. Anyway, that's all going to be linked down below. If you're going to leave the reading here, thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. And if you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm gonna have linked down below my Instagram, my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. And thank you so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, your person, your higher selves, your spirit guides, your spiritual teams, and all of your loved ones, both here on Earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye! Hi number twos. So if you guys chose the rose quartz, this is going to be your reading. I just have to mention, literally right this second, as I sat down to film your reading, Art Pop by Lady Gaga came on in my head. Shout out to my Lady Gaga fans. But anyway, it's interesting that the chorus of that song is, we could belong together. Anyway, let's get into it. This is the breakdown of the reading. As you can see, we have 2 decks here. This one is going to represent you. This one is going to represent your person. And then we're going to pull 4 cards from each to represent the spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical elements of the connection. So basically, what's going on in your souls, what's going on in your heads, what's going on in your hearts, and what is going on in your actions towards each other. And then at the end, we're going to take a look at 2 oracle cards to kind of summarize the whole thing and see what is truly going on between the 2 of you. There is going to be an extended where we go deeper on the messages that we uncovered here. So depending on what we see in this reading, we'll figure out what additional details your guides might like to share with you. We are going to see the likely future of this connection based on the current energies, your person's next move towards you from whenever you are watching, and any timing as well as signs and synchronicities to look out for pertaining to the connection. So that's how the reading is gonna go. Thank you so much for being here, and let's get into it. Group 2, I like your energy. We would probably, if we met, we would probably get along. We'd probably be friends. Okay. Let's start with you. All right. That's my little agate ball. Okay, so to start with your energy spiritually, we have the Queen of Cups. Okay, my group 2s, you are intuitive baddies, I see. You're definitely the type of person, you do not want half-assed relationships. You probably are not interested in casual flings or wishy-washy people, half-hearted connections of any kind. You need someone you can really resonate with on a deep spiritual level. Honestly, you can probably tell quite early on when you've met someone new if you're gonna vibe with them or not. Even if you don't have like concrete evidence as to why, I would bet you can just tell like, oh, I'm gonna vibe with this person, or don't really like this person's energy. And then as time goes by and the events unfold, your instinct is proven to be correct. What's going on with you mentally? We have the Seven of Swords. This is a very interesting combination because it feels like your soul knows what the F is up and your mind is kind of lying to you. That is coming through very clearly. Your mind is playing tricks on you. What's going on with you emotionally? We have the Ace of Cups. And what is going on with you physically? The Eight of Swords. Interesting. I also just saw 444. I'm pretty sure I know what these are trying to say, but let me just go ahead and pull the cards for your person before we get into it. What is going on with your person spiritually? We have the Seven of Swords. There's a matching card. What is going on mentally with your person? We have Strength. What is going on emotionally with your person? We have the Six of Swords. And what is going on physically with them? Okay, how many is that? Okay, we have two cards coming out together for what's going on with them physically. The Queen of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords. Okay, the fact that your person is coming through as Queen of Pentacles and Knight of Swords to represent them in the 3D, this is kind of giving me the feeling of someone whose mind kind of gets ahead of them. They may start making big plans and talking a lot about their big, exciting ideas for the future when they get excited. And then they're just not able to follow through. And it's not that they're being dishonest. I think it's just in the moment they get excited and they get carried away. It's like, for example, when you meet someone new and you're vibing with them and you're like, oh my gosh, we're gonna be best friends and we're gonna hang out and we're gonna do this together and we're gonna do that together. It's like you mean it in the moment because your emotions are running high, you're enthusiastic, but then the practical reality kicks in and now there's effort that is required and there's all of these steps to doing what it is you said you were gonna do. And I just wonder if this person has a little bit of a habit of over-promising and under-delivering. And this could happen in various areas of their life. It could happen in the connection with you, in other interpersonal relationships. It could happen in some business environments. That may just be kind of how their brain is, where they have like a million ideas that they get really excited about. But then when it comes to actually executing, and now it takes time and effort, and there's the logistics of it all, it takes energy, then they kind of get stuck and slow down. And I feel like this is something that's even frustrating for them, because they genuinely like want to do all of these ideas that they have in their head, but they just like, maybe they have limited physical energy or limited time or limited resources. It's like their mind moves a lot faster than their body, or their mind moves a lot faster than literally the physical reality, like the physical plane. I feel like your person does have a lot of pent up mental energy. They're probably highly intelligent and have a lot of brilliant ideas, and sometimes just don't have an outlet for them, or like don't have the ability to execute them. That's the vibe that I'm getting from them. Honestly, when I saw the Seven of Swords come out for their spiritual side, I did get the feeling that their ego might kind of be tricking them into believing that their ego is the spirit. Like they're kind of in a relationship with spiritual ego as opposed to true spirituality. And then strength came out for their mental aspect. And as I put these energies together, it felt like someone who, their relationship to spirituality is like, if I can be more stoic, and if I can ignore my shadow, then I'm more spiritual. Like they would consider ignoring their shadow or not dealing with their shadow as overcoming it, when really that's just sweeping it under the rug. They may have fallen for a bit of that narrative that's like, you know, negativity is low vibrational, or negative emotions are a sign of weakness. And if you have shadows, you're less spiritual, or you're less healed, or you're less worthy. And so it may be difficult for them to face their own shadow, or face the ways in which they may be holding themselves back, or face the ways in which they might sabotage themselves in various ways in their life. They might be under the impression that they've been doing a lot of healing and doing a lot of ascension, when in fact they're repeating the same patterns. I will say, with the Six of Swords here, it's likely that this pattern is going to be broken in the future. They're probably gaining awareness of it. They've probably started to embrace new ideas of what it means to be spiritual, and embrace new ideas about their own shadow, and embrace the idea that it's not about rejecting negativity, but in fact embracing it. That you can't really have one without the other. And at the end of the day, claiming to be all positive and claiming to be all healed and claiming to be above all that is just another performance of the ego. And they'll only really feel whole and fulfilled when they can embrace both light and dark. And that's truly what strength is. Like, strength is not having an absence of dark in your spirit. It's embracing your darkness, embracing your shadow. Anyway, if I can say all of that succinctly, they might have gone through a little episode of spiritual bypassing of some kind. And their ego might have convinced them, like, oh, we're doing so good. We're above all our problems. We're above all our negativity. When really they just kind of pushed it to the subconscious and let it continue to rule their life and control them from there. And, you know, I do feel that you care for this person. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't be watching this right now. So I'm sure if you've witnessed them go through this cycle, like it's hard. It's hard to watch someone you care about be kind of stuck. I think your intuition is definitely on point about, I think you can see their soul and their higher self very well, and you can see the patterns that they're stuck in mentally very well. They have a lot of swords energy on their side. 3 out of the 5 cards here. So I do think this is someone who can get stuck in their head, and they could mistake their mental chatter for the voice of their higher self sometimes. And if you've been feeling like, I know there's more to this person, I know that they're operating from their ego right now, I know they're just up in their head right now, and that, you know, if their soul were really to come through, things would be different. I do think you're onto something with that. I can definitely see that. If you felt like there's a gap between how they show up in the 3D and the true essence of their soul, I can confirm that from what I'm seeing here. And it's like they just have the wrong tools, you know? They've been taught some wrong information about like what it means to be strong, or what it means to be doing well, or what it means to be spiritual, or what it means to be advancing and growing. They've been taught this model that's about like ignoring the shadow and being like everything is fine, and being detached, and even I'm thinking of the word aloof right now, like being detached and aloof and stoic. They've been taught that that's what it means to be strong and to ascend. So it's like if they just get new information, they can reconnect with their higher self. And with the 6 of Swords here, I feel like this new information is starting to trickle in, maybe from you, or maybe from your higher self, or maybe from their spiritual team, or some other sources, maybe from their own higher self. But I feel like the fact we have this here, this is a situation is starting to resolve itself. We're moving forward. Things are getting better. I think you are going to see signs of this person like genuinely healing, and that their mental health and their connection to themselves is genuinely improving as time goes by. And this is probably already starting. Now, on your side, we have the 8 of Swords for how you're showing up physically. So it does seem like physically in the 3D, this connection is not exactly where you want it to be. And maybe you've kind of retreated as a result. I'm feeling the 8 of Swords energy like you are holding back or kind of pulling back in some way. I'm hearing I'm not going to interfere. This may be also coming from your intuition, because you're like, okay, they're going through something, they're learning new things, they're integrating new information. They're in some kind of purging and healing process. Maybe you're feeling like I'm going to let them do their thing, because I kind of feel your energy pulling away with this 8 of Swords. Maybe you've stopped initiating communication, or you've stopped like trying so hard to pull them back in when they're seeming distant. It's like, I'm not going to go out of my way to make these efforts. I'm not going to chase you. I'm just going to pull back my energy. And then we have this 7 of Swords and Ace of Cups. It's like your mind is playing tricks on you, but your heart is feeling fulfilled and satisfied. I feel like with your soul as the Queen of Cups and your heart as the Ace of Cups, I think you know deep down that things are going to be okay. And then sometimes you feel Delulu about that. Like your mind starts kind of tricking you that everything is going to go wrong. Maybe when you pull back your energy, you feel kind of scared. Like if I let go, they won't come back. if I let go, they're not going to come around. If I let go, they're not going to heal. I feel like intuitively, you know that they're okay. You know this is a process that they can go through and that they are going through, and that ultimately your connection is going to be fine. Like, it's going to be better than fine. And they may just need time to process these changes right now. Let's take a look at your oracle cards to sort of summarize this entire energy. We have 4. Okay, so right away I'm thinking of how I saw 444 earlier in this reading, but also as I held up this card, the camera timer was at 1818. That could be a significant number. For some of you, I am thinking of April 18 because we had the numbers 4 and 18. So that could be a significant date for somebody. Or August 14th. You can also make that date with those numbers. That could be like someone's birthday or an important date in your connection. Maybe something's going to happen on one of those dates coming up. But with the repeating 4s, I definitely feel like things are happening exactly as they should. I definitely feel like you're protected and you're on the right path. So you can rest assured, because I feel like your heart and soul are telling you that. I feel like they are telling you everything's okay. And it's when you get in your head that you start to feel a little bit frazzled. Maybe you feel like, oh no, everything is a mess. Like everything is a disaster. I'm gonna lose everything. You may kind of struggle to feel held or protected. But everything is under control. Everything is okay. 1818 being the number of the moon, things will be revealed in time. They will be revealed when they're meant to. You may have, and I think a lot of us do, because our brain does have a negativity bias. You may have that brain that when there's unknowns, your brain fills it with the worst case scenario. I'm kind of like that too. And the reality of the situation is often a lot less troubling than what you're thinking. We have don't let your past hold you back with the South Node. So one of the other reasons doubts may creep in for you in this connection is because you are projecting a past experience onto it. Let's say, for example, in the past, you were ghosted by somebody. So now, if somebody is taking a while to respond, your brain immediately goes there. Like, oh, this is it. They've ghosted me. This is the end. I'm never going to hear from them again. You start going through the stages of grief. And then after some time goes by, they reach out again and everything is fine. And that could be quite the roller coaster. I'm hearing your guides saying, like, if every time this trigger reappears, your mind starts to go like, oh no, this is it. This is the end. I really feel with the 7 of Swords, like you have a mind that plays tricks on you like that and could be quite sensitive when there's a little shift in the energy. It's almost giving 9 of Swords vibes of maybe your mind kind of starts to catastrophize, like, oh, this is it. I'm never going to hear from them again. There may be a part of you that expects the worst, but I feel like this is very much coming from like patterns that your brain has memorized rather than what your heart and soul is really telling you. The number 4, which we have here and which we saw repeated, I also just saw 222. This means that you are safe and you're held. It's a very strong and sturdy number. But it can also talk about cycles repeating. So I feel like both of you do have healing work to do. And if you just tried to push forward with the way things are now without addressing these things, it could cause problems in the future. I feel like you may be hypersensitive. And when I say that, I don't mean it in the way of like, you're too sensitive. I mean it like the warning system in your brain might be quite sensitive and feel very often like things are going wrong, which is going to make your nervous system feel like a roller coaster. Like you're anxious and then, oh, thank goodness everything is fine. And then you're anxious again and thank goodness everything is fine. And that's not sustainable. We want to be chilling. We want to be in a nice, calm place, and you can get there. So I think there's a healing on your side when it comes to projecting past hurts onto the current situation and recognizing just because it was like that before, it doesn't mean it's like that now. And then on their side, I think they maybe have the opposite problem where they're kind of numbing themselves to things that might be hurting them or things that are in their shadows. And they're mistaking that numbness for like their zen. Like, I'm so zen, I've transcended everything. I don't even care anymore. When really it's like they've numbed themselves, or they've maybe even become, I was going to say the word apathetic, which sounds kind of strong, but by numbing their own emotions, they could let things that matter to them pass them by. Because it's better than having it and then the risk of losing it or the risk that something goes wrong. So they just like let what they care about pass them by, and then their ego frames that as, wow, look at me, I'm so detached, like I'm so ascended, I just don't care. Do you know what I mean? It's like their ego spins their fear, because it really is, that behavior is rooted in fear, but their ego spins it as like, oh, I'm so evolved, I'm so detached. And that's, the ego can be so tricky. Like, it convinces you that it's a good thing to keep it around, that you'll be better for it, and that if you let go of that pattern, you're screwed. So you keep holding on to it voluntarily. And I feel like that's kind of going on with them, this kind of like being stoic in the face of everything and numbing. So I guess we have, like, there's a sensitized, that's a word, yeah, a sensitized energy here and a desensitized energy here. And I think both of you can meet each other in the middle, where there's room to feel things, but there's also room to name and question emotional reactivity or projections. I hope that makes sense. I really feel like spiritually there's potential for great healing and balancing each other out. Also, with the 4 and South Node here, just take it if it resonates. Okay, this may not be for everybody, but you could know this person from a previous incarnation. I just say that because 4 does make me think of cycles, and even like the death card in tarot, number 13, numerologically that adds up to 4. So I think of, birth, life, death, rebirth, the reincarnation cycle with the number 4, and then South Node can talk about past lives. So that definitely could be a confirmation for some of you, especially if you've just felt like, this person is oddly familiar. And I bet it's very rare that you feel that way about someone. Like, I definitely think you get intuitive hits as soon as you meet someone, like, oh, I'm going to get along with this person, or no, this person is not my cup of tea. You're good at reading people's energy in that sense. But I feel like it's quite rare that you would meet someone and be like, oh, I know you. Oh, you're very important. And this person is probably one of those people who made you feel that way, if I'm reading your energy accurately. So I wouldn't be surprised if you've come together exactly for this healing, like as souls, You were like, hey, group 2, you're kind of over here and I'm kind of over here. And if we come together in this lifetime, we can balance each other out. We can adjust each other's levels because when we're together, our energy will start to match each other and we can get each other back in sync. Maybe there's a theme of recalibrating each other and helping each other heal in this lifetime. And I think also intuitively you have a good sense of when it's beneficial to be more involved in each other's healing and when it's beneficial to kind of give each other space. So if, like right now, it seems like you with the 8 of Swords, you may be feeling more like you want to retreat and pull your energy away. If your intuition is telling you to do that, I think it's safe to follow that. And there's no need to panic thinking like, oh, if I let go and if I pull a bit of my energy away, then they're going to slip away from me, or they're going to forget about me, or they're going to stop thinking about me, or our connection is going to fizzle out. So I have to hold on. You can definitely pull back. You can definitely reclaim your energy. You can definitely let go. And I feel like this connection is not going anywhere. And then on the flip side, if your intuition is telling you to reach out more or be more involved in their journey or check on them more, I think it's okay to honor that as well without feeling like, oh, I'm gonna bother them or I'm gonna smother them or whatever it is. I feel like something I feel with the Queen of Cups is that her internal cues are very accurate. She knows when to do more and when to do less. She knows when to keep doing something and when to stop. She just kind of tunes in and is like, okay. For example, she doesn't need to set an alarm because she knows when she's tired, she knows when to go to bed, and she knows when to wake up. That's the vibe that I feel with her. She just knows when she's supposed to be doing what. Based on she checks the temperature inside her and is like, okay, I know what to do. Anyway, I probably said that in way too confusing of a way, but all of that to say, I think your higher self knows when to cozy up and when to kind of give them space. And they'll need different things at different times, as will you. Okay, so I think in the extended, if we may, I would like to see if we can find out what exactly it is that they're holding back right now, because there was that energy of something they're maybe suppressing or ignoring or numbing inside of them. So I want to see if we can look into what that might be, what they're really feeling on the inside that they may be ignoring right now or that they may be afraid of expressing. And then we are going to see the likely future of this connection based on current energies, what their next move is going to be towards you, and any timing, signs, or synchronicities that you should know about. So if that sounds good and you would like to join me in the extended, that's going to be linked down below in the description as well as in the pinned comment. There's the option to access just this one extended or the membership option to access all of the extendeds that go up every month. Just a quick note about the memberships. I will most likely be taking a break from the membership readings in June of 2026. However, the lowest level of memberships is the same price as purchasing an individual extended. So if you wanted to join, it's still worth it. Plus, you'll also immediately get access to over a year's worth of extended readings. So just to say that there most likely wouldn't be new content on the membership side in June. Billing will be paused during that time, of course, for those of you who are members. But yeah, I just wanted to let you know that. And if you're gonna leave the reading here, thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. And if you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm gonna have linked down below my Instagram, my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video, that is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. And thank you so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, your person, your higher selves, your spirit guides, your spiritual teams, and all of your loved ones, both here on Earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye! Hi number threes. So if you guys chose the Champagne Aura Quartz, this is going to be your reading. Maybe you can already tell, but one of my neighbors is using some kind of tool that is making noise. I don't think group 1 and 2 had anything like that, but yeah. Well, who knows? Maybe it's gonna stop soon, hopefully. But let's get into it. We are going to use this tarot deck here to represent you, and this tarot deck here to represent your person. And we're gonna pull 4 cards each to represent the spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical aspects of this connection. So basically, what is going on in your souls, what's going on in your heads, in your hearts, and in your actions towards each other. And then we're gonna look at 2 oracle cards at the end just to kind of sum up the energy in its entirety and see what is truly going on between the 2 of you. Do we detect a presence of Delulu or not? I just saw 111. And there is going to be an extended today where we just go deeper on the messages we uncover here. We'll see once we get to the end of the messages what your guides would like to go a little bit deeper on. We are definitely going to see the likely future based on the current energies, your person's next move towards you, and any timing, signs, or synchronicities that you should know about moving forward. So that's going to be the reading today. Thank you so much for being here, and let's get into it. First, we're going to pull the cards that represent you. What is going on for you spiritually? What is going on in your soul? Some of you could be feeling nostalgic, thinking a lot about, well, yeah, that's what nostalgia is. Thinking a lot about a time in the past, whether that is a time in the past with your person or just, you know, a younger version of you. I heard like it was a different time then. Some of you could really be reminiscing about things that have happened years ago. Could be bittersweet. We have the moon. Oh, maybe for some of you, your higher self is being a little bit mysterious right now. Your higher self could be sending you vague messages in dreams. So you wake up and you feel this lingering emotion, but you don't exactly remember what happened in the dream. Maybe you know that your person was there, but you don't remember anything else. You remember dreaming that you had a conversation with them, but then when you wake up, you forget what they said. There's something like that going on. You could also just kind of feel their presence lingering around you as you go about your days, and you can't really put your finger on why or like what their higher self may be trying to tell you, or are they even here? Am I just imagining their energy? And yeah, just the messages from your higher self and your guides right now may feel a little bit vague, hard to decipher. So hopefully we're gonna get some clarity here. Mentally, we have the Chariot. You may need to slow down to hear them better. And not just slow down physically, but truly slow down your mind and slow down your mental processes to hear them better. If you're the type of person who's very much like, I have to fill my time with something, I have to be doing something productive, I have to be working towards something. I'm kind of like that too. It may require a little bit more stillness to decipher what they're trying to say. The Chariot's making me think you could have a very active mind. Your mind goes a million miles an hour. You're someone who likes to really think ahead, plan ahead. Where am I going? Think about the future. And sometimes you might kind of get ahead of yourself. Emotionally, we have the Page of Pentacles. I like that. We have these two water cards. So I do feel like you're a highly emotional person, but you channel your emotions into things. Like I feel like you're an emotional person, but you don't let it just stew and fester inside of you. You like to channel it into action, or you like to channel it into your work, kind of like finding a practical use for your emotions. And maybe that is actually the reason why being still with them could feel uncomfortable for you. Like, you may be the type of person who gets kind of antsy in stillness. It's uncomfortable in some way. Physically, we have the Three of Swords. Okay, so that's a pretty clear sign. If this is your group, my group threes, it's likely that you're hurting about something right now. And the fact that this is appearing in the physical, I think this means you're hurting about something that is ongoing. Rather than, oh, I'm hurt because I'm dwelling on, I mean, that's still valid. If there's something really far in the past that is still hurting you, that's still valid. But the fact that this is appearing in the physical, in the 3D, it does seem like something that is ongoing, or there's maybe something in your life right now that is actively stressing you out. Even if this thing that hurt you is in the past, you could be still dealing with the aftermath of it in a very real way. And if this thing that hurt you has also affected other people, you may kind of be the one who is taking a lot of the lead and taking a lot of the responsibility, and thus, you know, taking on the emotional burden and the emotional labor of it. Maybe that could be something that's going on between you and your person. That might actually be a pattern in your life, group 3. Like, when people are not strong enough or not ready to do their own emotional work, you end up being the one who has to pick up the slack. You have to be super emotionally mature when there's people around you who are not so mature. It's like, and I don't think you ask to be in that role. I think you end up getting put in that role. What's going on with your person? Spiritually, we have the Wheel of Fortune. Right away, I'm hearing something has changed within me. Something is not the same. Like from Defying Gravity. Interesting. Your person could be, something is shifting in them internally, spiritually. Their soul is beginning a new cycle. Wow. That's very powerful. Their soul is starting a new era. I'm actually seeing a visual for your person where it's like they have incarnations. Like, these are all the incarnations. And then they have soul cycles. And those are not happening at the same rate as the incarnation. So like, they might go through one soul cycle that's like 3 incarnations, and then go through another soul cycle that's like 20.5 incarnations. So they're not really like happening at the same time. And they're ending and beginning a major soul cycle in the middle of an incarnation right now. Ooh, and I just saw 1001 when I said that, and like 10 is a number of the Wheel of Fortune. Feels very ending and beginning. I would not be surprised if spiritually your person is going through something very intense right now. It's a good thing. They could be reaching the next level of an awakening of some kind. Woo, okay. Mentally, this fell on the floor. We have the Four of Pentacles. That's good. The way I said that was so funny. Just because, you know, sometimes when you're going through intense spiritual shifts, you can feel a little bit mentally like unstable. And I feel like they're doing pretty good. And I also feel like the Four of Pentacles is a sign that the way they think of you is not going to change as they go through this intense shift. In fact, their thoughts and feelings for you are probably only solidifying. Four of Pentacles in relationship readings often give me this feeling of, I'm right here, I'm not going anywhere, I'm not letting you go, I'm not changing my mind about you. So I feel like your person is very sure about how they feel about you, and that's not going to change. This person means what they say to you. Now, you might be used to people just saying stuff, you know, because people will really be saying anything sometimes. People just say stuff because they like the sound of it, or they would like to be a version of them who means it, but they really don't. And so you may sometimes have trouble, you know, like if someone's telling you, I care about you, I'm here for you, or telling you how, like the plans they want to make for your future, you might have a hard time believing them because you know that there are people who will just say that and not really mean it. So you could be really apprehensive when it comes to taking people's word. Maybe you would feel like, am I Delulu for believing what they're saying? Am I Delulu for believing that they're really gonna follow through? I feel like this person means what they say. Four of Pentacles is very solid. What is going on for them emotionally? We have the Fool. Okay. So that's interesting because the Fool would indicate someone who's kind of unbothered emotionally. So whatever is affecting you right now with this Three of Swords, it may not be affecting them. Some of you may be worried about this person and you don't have to be. Like, that's just for some of you, but maybe this Three of Swords is actually you worrying about them, worrying if they're okay or if they're gonna be okay. And meanwhile, they're like, oh no, I'm totally fine. If there's something within the connection that you are stressed about, they might not be really stressed about it. The Fool has kind of an optimistic or even naive nature. So just one example that's coming to my mind, and this is just to illustrate the energy, but let's say there's going to be a period in your relationship where you will be long distance for a while, and you might be really worried about that. Like, what if it doesn't work out? What if we don't make it? What if your feelings for me change? And they seem to really not be worried about it. Now, in a best case scenario, I think this would just indicate that they're really optimistic. But in a worst case, it could kind of indicate, like, I just wonder if they're being attentive to your emotions. Because you know, when you care about someone and you have empathy for someone and they're stressing, I think it's natural that you feel a little bit stressed too. I remember, like, this is years ago, the person I was dating at the time was moving kind of far away, and I was really sad about it. And they were just being super happy, like, oh no, we'll be fine, and saying these kind of like spiritual sounding, bypassing kind of things. And it upset me in the moment, because I'm like, I kind of, not that I wanted them to be upset, but it's like, can't you see that I'm upset? Can't you sympathize with me a little bit rather than going straight to this optimistic stuff? So, you know, if they're not feeling the same stresses, that's good for them. We like that. But also, I just hope that I hope that they're sympathizing with you if you are stressed and worried about something. And if there's certain actions that they could take to help alleviate your stress, I hope that they'll do that rather than coming to the conclusion on their own that, oh, well, I'm not worried about it, so I don't need to do anything. Because, I mean, if you're in this together, your worries should be their worries too. So I just hope they are. Now, one thing I will say, if you were thinking like, oh, this person says they're not bothered, but secretly they are. This person says they're not upset, but they secretly are. This person says they don't care about XYZ, but secretly they care. I don't really see that here. The Fool, they don't really have anything troubling them emotionally. Well, maybe some of you are happy to hear that. Maybe it's a good thing. But again, I just hope that they are able to empathize with you if you are troubled about something. Their perspective is kind of removed from those troubles or those worries or those concerns. And I don't really, yeah. There could be something that they're kind of clueless about too with the Fool. Like, if you've been trying to like send them hints or send them signs, send them some kind of subliminal message, I feel like they're kind of clueless to that. Yeah. And that's not to say that they're not gonna be there for you or that they don't care about you. They just may not be worried or stressed about the same things that you are. And we don't always have to be in order to provide support. Like, for example, I'm kind of an anxious person and I have some loved ones who are not anxious people. So they're not going to care about the same things that I do, but they can still intellectually understand, like, okay, Carrie's anxious, so let's help her calm down. Even if I'm not bothered by this thing, I can still be there and help the situation. So I just hope they do that. And I think that's the most important thing, rather than trying to decipher, like, is this getting to them too? Is this affecting them too? Are they emotional about this and that too? It's more important to ask the question, like, do they show up for you? I hope that makes sense. What's going on with your person physically? I'm kind of thinking of spirit guides right now, because I feel like there can be spirit guides who, if they haven't incarnated in a long time, they could become kind of removed from the human experience. So when they give us these messages that are like, everything's okay, everything's happening in your favor, like, that can piss us off. It's like, be sad with me, be worried with me. I don't know, some of you might be going through that, where you're worried about something and you keep getting positive messages from your spiritual team and you're like, hello? That's not the vibe right now. That's just for some of you, but I felt like mentioning that, like that dynamic with a spiritual team. Okay, physically, your person is coming through as the world. I am noticing that both of you have 3 cards. Like you have a 3, they have 21, which adds up to 3. Which that's also making me think there's something you have integrated that they haven't yet. Because 21 is 3, but just kind of broken up. So, yin and yang, 1 and 2. Anyway, there's something they haven't integrated yet, and you have. And maybe this Wheel of Fortune, that cycle ending and beginning, represents their integration. Now, the world could actually be literally indicating that you are long distance with this person. You're in different cities, you're in different countries. You could have different backgrounds, be from different cultures, speak different languages. I mean, you'll know if that's the case, but that might be an interesting confirmation for some of you. You may just feel, even if they're not physically at a distance, you might just feel that they're kind of distant and far away. And they may be... Oh, also, both of these cards are associated with Saturn. We have 2 Saturn cards. If you are close in age with this person, or I mean, you could also be like 30 years apart in age. That might not be the case for most of you. But if you're close in age with this person, you could have the same Saturn sign, or maybe you have like some synastry with Saturn and a personal planet. Like, for example, maybe you have Saturn in Aries and they have the sun in Aries, or like you have Saturn in Taurus and they have the moon in Taurus, something like that. But with the world, I am kind of feeling, I want to say perceived distance. They may not be literally distant from you, but you might perceive it that way. It may be because in some ways you are just on different wavelengths. This looks to me like a connection where you are on different wavelengths in some ways. You have kind of different needs and expectations when it comes to relationships. But that doesn't mean that the relationship can't go well. People don't have to have like everything in common with you or be like a complete mirror to you in order to have a happy and harmonious connection. The differences just need to be communicated and understood. That's like my one hang up that I keep coming back to with this connection is like, you may have different love languages. You may need and expect different things from each other. You may have different preferences when it comes to how you communicate and how often you communicate and what you share with each other and how you share with each other. And that's fine. Like sometimes you may feel like your differences itself is going to make the connection go wrong. Like the connection can't go well because we have these differences. And that's not the case. You can still have a happy relationship with these differences if you not only take the time to understand each other's differences, but make an effort to accommodate when you can. And that's what I think you need to be honest with yourself about. If you're asking the questions of like, do they feel exactly the same way as I do? Do they think exactly the same way as I do? That might not be the best question to ask, because they might feel and think a little bit differently from you, but that doesn't make or break the connection. I think the question to ask is, do they know what I need and expect from them? Do they act like they know? And do they show up? Because there's nothing hidden with this person. Like, they're not gonna be like, oh, I'm secretly feeling this way, but I'm acting this other way. I think this is a type of person you can take their actions at face value. So if they are showing up for you, if they are making an effort, then there's nothing to decipher. And if they're not showing up for you, there's also nothing to decipher there. Like, it's not, the Fool is just very pure. So, and maybe it's going to be different for different people who chose this group, but I feel like there's a portion of you who it's like they continue to show up for you and tell you that they care, and for some reason, like maybe because of past wounds, you would feel Delulu for believing them or for trusting them. You're like, am I being too naive? But you can trust that they mean what they say and they mean what they're showing you. But I think there's also maybe a portion of you where like this person is not showing up for you, and then you're trying to kind of fill in the blanks, like, oh, they secretly are feeling this and that, and they're secretly thinking this and that, but they're not showing it for whatever reason. And I just have to wait until their actions match what they're truly secretly feeling on the inside. I don't really see that being the case. I think whatever they're showing you is the truth. So let's take a look at the 2 oracle cards to sum up this energy. We have Aries. Aries energy could be significant because I did use that as an example, like someone having the sun in Aries or Saturn in Aries. Also, 3 of Swords is Saturn in Libra. That could be significant for someone. People born in like early 80s have Saturn in Libra, I think. Also, March 21st could be a significant date for someone, just because that's, you know, the very start of Aries season, and we have 3/21 here. And we have confidence is your key to success, the new moon in Leo. Fire signs could be significant. Aries, Leo, Sag. Someone could have a fire moon. There's definitely an energy of boldness, straightforwardness, and confidence. I wonder if it may be time to just have a really blunt conversation with your person where you are assertive and you don't leave anything off the table, you don't leave anything up to guessing. These 2 energies together just feel very direct and forthcoming. Because I think we don't want to be in this dynamic for a long time where we are guessing what's gonna happen or guessing how they really feel. I think having just a very straightforward conversation about it and not holding back could be very beneficial. And if you can't do that right now, like if for some reason you cannot communicate with this person, then it's really best to just focus on yourself right now. So there's like a vague energy internally that I think your guides are saying, like, let's clear this away. Let's get clear with this person and take what they say and do at face value and move forward in the way we need to move forward. So if you're in a place where you can reach out to this person, I think there's advice here to have that kind of blunt conversation. And you can also be blunt about how you feel about them, and be blunt about how they make you feel, and be blunt about what you want and need. You might be feeling like, oh, I'm being so direct, I'm being so straightforward, and that might feel kind of uncomfortable for some of you, but you're probably not coming on as strong as you think. You know, this is kind of giving me the vibe of when a people pleaser, I'm not saying you're a people pleaser, by the way, this is just an example. When a people pleaser starts standing up for themselves and they feel like, oh my gosh, I'm being so mean, I'm being so selfish. And it's like, no, that's normal. So I think there's a level of honesty and directness that you can have with this person that is actually normal and healthy. But for you, you might feel like, oh my gosh, I'm being so blunt. Like, oh my gosh, I'm laying it all out. But I feel like your person needs this. I feel like your person doesn't do hints. Your person doesn't do implications. Like you need to tell them directly. They can't read your mind, and they're not going to try to read your mind. Like they're not going to try to see signs from you and this kind of thing. Like you have to just like tell them. And if it's in person, I feel like even better. So if you're in a place where you can do that, I think that would be really beneficial. If you can't communicate with this person, like, I don't know, if you're no contact, if they're not responding to you, if they've blocked you or something like that, honestly, like, if I can be blunt, forget about it. Just focus on yourself, because you're not gonna come to a good place with this person if you can't communicate with them. That's not a two-way relationship. So hopefully, and I'm going to assume for most of you that the channels of communication are open and that you do feel comfortable reaching out to this person. Because if that's not the case, like, then what are we going to do here? I think then your guides are just saying, focus on you. Even I feel like I'm being very blunt right now, but whatever, that's the energy here. The fire sign energy. Okay, so what I want to see in the extended is what goes through their mind when they think about you, and also how would they react if you just laid it all out for them. And then we're going to see the likely future of this connection, their next move towards you, and anything you need to know about timing, signs, and synchronicities to look out for. So if that sounds good to you and you'd like to join me in the extended, that's going to be linked down below in the description as well as in the pinned comment. I just saw 3333. There's going to be an option to access just this one extended reading, or the monthly membership option where you can access all of the extended readings that go up every month. One note about the memberships, I will most likely take a break from the membership readings during the month of June. I'll still be, June 2026, by the way. I'll still be posting on the main channel, but if you join the memberships, like the lowest level with the extended readings, it's the same price as purchasing an individual extended reading, plus you get over a year's worth of extendeds. So it's still worth it to join at this time, but there's probably not going to be new stuff going up there in the month of June. And billing, of course, is going to be paused during that time, but you can still find me on the main channel. If you're going to leave the reading here, thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. And if you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have linked down below my Instagram, my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. Thank you so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, your person, your higher selves, your spirit guides, your spiritual teams, and all of your loved ones, both here on Earth and in the other realms. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye! Hi, number fours. So if you guys chose the Zebra Amber, this is going to be your reading. There's just a couple of things I want to mention before we get into it. One is that this is my second time filming the intro for your group, because the first time my throat was so scratchy and I was all like, hi, number 4. And I was like, okay, no, let me try that again. And generally, I think many readers feel the same way when something like that happens. It gives a feeling that maybe someone is not really saying what they want to say, like their speech is kind of blocked or their expression is kind of blocked. That could be because of inner blockages, or it could be because of some external barriers. But I just wanted to mention that communication may not be flowing as freely as we would like. And then the other thing, before I started filming your group, I saw this exchange play out in my mind's eye. It was an exchange between person A and person B. I don't know if this is like you and your person, but I just want to share what I saw in case it's a confirmation for someone. So person A says, how are you? But when person B answers, they start talking about other people. So it's like, how are you? Oh, I'm good, my coworkers, blah, blah, blah. Or like, oh, I'm good, my mom is blah, blah, blah. Or just, talking about other people instead of themselves. And then person A is like, oh, well, I want to know about you. Like, how are you? What's going on with you? How are you feeling? And person B is kind of like, I can't help it. Like, I can't help but consider all the people in my life and their well-being when I think about my own well-being. I was sort of seeing the duality between like a more individualist way of thinking and a more collectivist way of thinking. It could be that right now between you and your person, one of you is more focused on who am I as an individual, and one of you is more focused on who am I within this group of people. It could also be that there's one of you who really considers everyone else around them when making a decision. And then there's one of you who can more so just like focus on yourself. I hope that makes sense. If that's the case between you and your person, and there's this difference between the two of you, intuitively, I feel like you could balance each other out quite nicely. It was kind of giving like the Aries Libra axis, just in case that's significant to someone. But anyway, as you can see, just saw 333. As you can see, I have 2 tarot decks here. This one is going to represent you. This one is going to represent your person. And we're going to pull 4 cards each to represent the spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical aspects of the connection. So basically what's going on in your souls, what's going on in your heads, in your hearts, and in your actions towards each other. And then at the end, we'll look at a couple of oracle cards to just kind of summarize the whole energy and see what is truly going on between the two of you, and have we detected any Delulu or not? And then there is going to be an extended where we just go a little bit deeper with the messages we saw here. We'll see when we get to the end of the reading what your guides may like to go a bit deeper on. We'll see the likely future based on the current energies, their next move towards you, and anything you need to know with regards to timing and signs and synchronicities to look out for. So that is how the reading is going to go today. Thank you so much for being here, and let's get into it. We're going to start with you. Okay, now I'm seeing in my mind's eye an egg, like an egg that is cracking. And someone is kind of panicked that the egg is cracking because they're like, oh no, it's broken. But what they don't see is that this is actually a sign of a birth taking place. Something new is emerging. The cracking is not a sign of like something is broken or something is doomed. It's a sign of evolution and rebirth. Oh wow, and now this is a Coldplay song and I can't remember what it's called, But the hook is like, everything's not lost. Oh yeah. I think it's an older one. Oh, it's literally called Everything's Not Lost. And it came out in the year 2000. Okay. Anyway, let's get into the cards. Someone feels like they fumbled something or like they missed a chance. Maybe your person feels like they fumbled you in some way. Or maybe you feel like you missed a chance to connect with them. I'm hearing like I froze up, I didn't know what to do. Someone feels like they had a special chance and they kind of let it pass them by because they froze up. Maybe that's what the scratchy throat was at the beginning. Someone feels like, oh, that would have been the perfect opportunity to say something. That would have been the perfect opportunity to reach out or tell this person how I feel, and I didn't do it. Like I just froze up. I'm also hearing there's no such thing as a perfect time. The perfect time is all the time. The perfect time is whenever you feel it. Group 4, what's going on with you spiritually? We have the Magician. Holy crap. Your manifestations are coming to fruition. This is a lot of cards. I'm not going to take all of them, but there's 4. That could be a significant number for some of you. You may see repeating 4s as a sign that your manifestations are close. 4, I was talking about this in a different group. I don't remember anymore, but I was talking about how this number makes me feel like something has been secured. Something has been locked in. Something's not going anywhere. Okay, your higher self wants you to know that what you've been intending to manifest is locked in now. The seed has been planted. Now it just has to grow. Spiritually, you should be feeling very powerful because you are. You're entering into a new phase of something you're manifesting. What's going on with you mentally? We have the Tower. Oh, I like that. I know the Tower can be like a scary card, but when you have it for your mental energy, that feels like breaking patterns. That feels like liberating yourself from an old way of thinking that was holding you back. That feels like, yeah, refusing to be stuck in the same thought patterns, refusing to be stuck in the same beliefs. It's interesting too, in your spiritual energy, you have a Mercury card. So I think you've been working with your higher self to kind of rewire your subconscious or take on a new mindset that serves you better. Your higher self has been working with you to sort of mentally liberate you. You could be dismantling certain beliefs that you've held for years. Because the Tower is whole structures coming down. I just saw 1111. Some illusion that was built up over many, many years and that kept you trapped is now falling down. It's overwhelming, but it's exciting. It's electrifying. Like, I don't need this anymore. I can literally visualize you like breaking free of some chains. You have a Mars ruled card in your mental energy. So some of you could be feeling kind of antsy, like eager to take action, eager to make changes, or just like eager for something to happen, eager for the plot to advance. It's like, I don't want to be in a still energy right now. I don't want to be in a rest and reflect energy right now. Like, I want to do something. What's going on with you emotionally? We have the Page of Cups. Your person could be someone you've met recently, because Page of Cups does feel like a new love or a new emotion blooming, or you're going through kind of a resurgence of the emotions. Like, even if this is someone you've known for a long time, maybe you're kind of discovering new feelings for them right now, or things were kind of chill for a while and now the feelings are coming back. Maybe you feel like there's kind of a new spring season in this connection, some kind of renewal. Oh my gosh, that is reminding me of this book my friend wrote that's called Springs Arrived in My Heart. Shout out Lonnie. Thank you for this. This made me cry when I first read it. But this is what I feel about you right now. Springs arrived in my heart. Some of you could also be in the same way that you're breaking free from old mental patterns. Some of you could also be starting to feel like carefree joy and childlike joy again after a heartbreak, or after a period of grieving, or after just kind of a low period in your life. Maybe your person kind of helped you reawaken your childlike wonder, reawaken your carefree energy. Page of Cups, when it comes to love, it feels very like giggly, butterflies, soft, warm, lighthearted. It's definitely not the type of connection that carries this like heavy karma and tough lessons. I don't really feel that between you and your person. Or if there was that energy, I feel like you've already made it over that mountain. I'm hearing like you've already climbed over the mountain. You did the hard stuff. This is a renewal of easy, childlike, sweet energy. Your heart could feel it. This sounds cheesy. I was going to say your heart can feel it before your eyes can see it. Your heart can feel it coming maybe before it's like in front of your eyes. You could also just find your person to be very endearing. You may find that there's something cute, adorable, sweet about them, pure. They could remind you of a younger version of yourself, even if they're not younger than you. There's something like sweet or pure-hearted about them. Maybe it reminds you of a younger version of you, or your child self, or an easier time in the past. What's going on with you physically? The sun. Wow. Are you guys feeling good? I feel like group 4s, your vibes are good right now. If you're not feeling this way right now, but you've resonated with the messages up until now, I feel like that's a sign that you feeling good, you feeling radiant, you feeling in your element, that's imminent. This is like now or the imminent future, because your spirit is literally coming through as the magician. And you're the sun in the physical. Like there's there is a large manifestation coming to fruition now or in your very near future. Your soul is feeling very powerful. Your soul is feeling like they can communicate with you better than ever before. Like you can hear them, like you're listening. Your soul feels like they've made a breakthrough in communicating with you. So maybe there was something that your higher self has been trying to tell you for a long time, and it was either like you weren't hearing them or it was just hard for you to accept. Maybe it's about this connection. Maybe the fear of being Delulu stopped you from listening to your soul for a long time. And now you're finally like, okay, soul, I get it. Okay, like you're kind of cooking here. I see your vision. I get it. And I'm like getting excited for you. I feel like now more than ever, group 4, like you're really willing to listen to your soul because, okay, I'm hearing because what other choice do I have? But that's not in a negative way. It's kind of like in a, like, fuck it, I'm gonna be optimistic. I'm gonna dream because what other choice do I have? Life is short and I wanna live believing in the magic of my soul and I wanna live with whimsy. So no, I'm not going to chain up my mind anymore. I'm not going to force myself to believe in a reality that is bleak. Hell no, we're not doing that. Like, I feel like you've gotten so close to your soul. Your soul's like, yes, we've made a breakthrough. I feel like you're not even worried about, am I Delulu or not? Like, that is just such, that's not the way to live. I think you are committing to, or you're about to commit to just believing in magic, and it's going to change your life. Your soul is feeling empowered. Mentally, you're feeling freed. Your heart is fluttering with a new or renewed love. And physically, you're the sun. Okay, so there's a couple things I can say about this. First of all, I feel like if you're not already, you're going to be feeling a lot of physical energy and physical vitality. Again, like you want to get out, you want to move your body, you want to do stuff, you want to advance the plot. This is giving yang energy with the magician and the sun. And also, you could be really creatively inspired right now. Like daydreaming about creative ideas or actually making them. This could also be a sign of you gaining more visibility with the sun, whether that's more visibility from the public or maybe from your person. Like maybe your person's going to start noticing you more and paying attention to you more. Your person's going to start making you feel more seen. Your person could do something in the near future that's going to boost your confidence. Maybe they like compliment you or praise you, or they do something really generous for you that makes you feel cared for, where you're just feeling like, you're feeling like this sun. You're feeling like you're basking in positive attention from your person. Your person recognizes something about you and you appreciate that, because not a lot of people recognize that about you. They see things that others don't about your essence or about your expression. Okay, this is just an example to illustrate the energy, but you know, I'm a music producer, so this example comes easily to me. Like, let's say you made a song and you spent like, this is a silly example, but let's say you spent like an hour EQing the hi-hats, and then you show the song to people and most people are just like, oh yeah, that sounds pretty good. Like, I like this song, it sounds nice. And then you show it to your person and they're like, wow, like the frequency of the hi-hats it's so pleasant. And you're like, thank you. They're gonna recognize something about you or about your expression or about what matters to you. And you're like, thank you for recognizing that. Like, no one else gets it. There's some exciting energy here. Okay, let's pull the cards for your person. I feel like your person doesn't want to talk about themselves. They want to talk about you. So yeah, you're the sun. I feel like your person is really focused on you right now. Now I'm thinking of Focus by Ariana Grande. Okay. Anyway, we're gonna ask your person what's going on with them. What's going on with your person spiritually? We have strength. What's going on with them mentally? We have the Chariot. Also, there's a ton of major arcana. So we've pulled 6 cards so far, and 5 of them are major arcana. That's kind of crazy. What's going on with them emotionally? We have the 4 of Cups. Okay. Oh, whoa! That's crazy. Physically, that has not happened in any group yet. I don't even think we've had some repetitions, but the fact that you're both coming through as the sun in the physical, like, what a confirmation that you're matching each other's energy and you're aligning on the physical plane. Look, I could understand if you might be feeling Delulu, but I would bet if this is your group that you have a positive relationship with your Delulu side. Like, I feel like you claim it, you embrace it, because you recognize that's the part of you that manifests and that's the part of you that creates magic. And you and your soul, like, you've built a relationship of trust where your soul can tell you these big crazy things and you're like, yeah, yeah, soul, you're so right. I really like this energy. Now, as for your person, I feel like they've been really focused on you and they're trying to focus on you less recently. Not because like they've stopped caring about you or something like that, but I think they've been more in a mindset of like, I need to focus on my own shit and I need to get my own shit together. And B, they've maybe found, I have to be careful with this wording because what I'm hearing is like, they've found that thinking about you and daydreaming about you is like unproductive. And that's like, it's not personal. That's not reflective of like their level of interest in you or how they feel about you or something like that. But I think they've realized that, you know, if I'm thinking about group 4 all the time, or if I'm daydreaming about group 4 all the time, well, that doesn't lead to anything. That doesn't really make anything change. And then it just makes me feel this longing that's uncomfortable and I don't know what to do with it. So maybe I have to chill a bit and just focus on what's in front of me and just focus on building something real in my life. Yeah. So it's not like they want to stop thinking about you. It's just that they want to start thinking about themselves, their own life, their goals, and making something real happen in the 3D. I feel like this is a good thing. It's like they're getting out of their head and into the physical and focusing on what they can actually control. I would say with the Chariot, there's another group, somebody got the Chariot in their mental energy, and there was a feeling of someone whose mind kind of gets ahead of them. Their mind goes a million miles an hour and gets carried away. Their mind maybe runs off into the future. You know, what's going to happen in the future? And what if this happens? What if that happens? Rather than being here in the present moment. I feel like your person could be kind of intense. They might have a hard time like daydreaming or visualizing something and then just being like, ah, that's nice, and moving on. And they kind of latch onto it and are like, yeah, but how can I make that happen? But what if that doesn't happen? But what if this or that happens? And like their mind just runs off with it. And maybe it's not very productive. Maybe they are just someone who will manifest better through action rather than visualizing. We all got our own ways, our own methods, things that keep us going, keep us breathing. That's a good song too. I gotta make a playlist for this group. What you gonna do? You're gonna come closer? You're gonna stare forever? Do you wanna get to know me? I don't even remember what that song is called, but it's a banger. And I also don't know who the vocal is, but it sounds a lot like Countess Luann to me. Oh, the song is called Soul Diver. Interesting. Soul Diver. Yeah, I'm gonna make a little playlist. I feel like I haven't done that in a while, but that's always fun. Feel free to check it out. I'll like probably put it where the timestamps are. Anyway, yeah, I think spiritually they're in a place where they're like, I've got to get my shit together. I've got to start taking concrete actions to make the things I want happen, because thinking about them is not enough. That's what it is. They're like, I'm thinking about you too much and I'm not doing enough. It's like less thinking, more action. Less thinking about hypotheticals pertaining to you and more focusing on me and what I can actually control and what actions I can. Oh, they mean business. They mean business right now to manifest their dream life, which definitely includes you. But yeah, I think their soul, I mean, our souls are always very close to us, but their soul could be really active right now, really kind of buffing them up is what I'm hearing. Really standing by them, like, okay, we have some hard work ahead. We can do this. Are you ready? Yeah, they're tired of things just being thoughts in their head. They're tired of things just being a dream. They're ready to do something. And their soul's kind of preparing them for this next chapter of big efforts and big rewards. I can hear their soul like, now look, we have a lot of work to do. Do not let your mind get too ahead of you. Just focus on the task in front of you. Because I know how you get overwhelmed and then you climb back into your mind palace and don't take any actions. We can do this. We just got to focus. Yeah, your person gets overwhelmed easily. I wonder, they could have, for some reason, I want to say they could have a water rising sign, or they could have a lot of personal planets in a water ruled house, like in the 4th, 8th, or 12th house. This is just coming to me. Now that I think about it, all of their cards are Cancer and Leo. Leo, Cancer, Cancer, Leo. Okay. I'm hearing that your person is kind of sick of their own shit. That's not me saying they have shit. I think that's maybe how your person would perceive it. I'm sick of my own shit. I'm sick of my own patterns. I'm sick of my life not changing. Maybe you've been feeling kind of that way too. Maybe this is something you're going through together. And you're kind of ready to do this for real. Like to create your dream reality for real. You're on this wave together. Maybe you're co-creating it, and that's why you're both coming up as the sun. You're both coming up in this creative energy. You're both coming up in this energy of realizing your desires, of birthing them here in the world. With the 4 of Cups here, my eyes are going to the full moon in the background. I honestly do think there was a period in the past, maybe the not so distant past, where your person was actually really consumed by this connection or by thoughts of you. And they don't really like being in that frame of mind. Like, it's overwhelming, you know? it's overwhelming. It doesn't feel productive. And maybe they don't really like who they become when they're so fixated on something like that. They want to be more present and more self-focused is the vibe that I'm getting. And I do feel like that's going to benefit the connection. It's like they don't want to be hung up on it. They don't want to be in an energy of just like waiting and wondering. They want to be in an energy of acting. And again, like focusing on what they can control. So, yeah, I think both of you are in quite a powerful energy right now. Both of you are in an energy of like seizing the day, seizing your life. And I think there's hard work ahead for both of you in manifesting your dream lives, but it's going to be rewarding work and work that you can do together. Whether you're physically together right now or maybe at a bit of a distance, I do feel like you're co-creating. You're co-creating something. Your souls are collaborators. I just heard like in every sense of the word. Your souls are collaborators. You're kind of, and again, it's like you could be literally physically together right now, or you could be not physically together, but there's like a joint story, a joint work that you're creating together. And more will be revealed soon. Okay, let's look at your oracle cards, kind of summarize this energy. We have the third house. I do feel like your higher selves are in frequent or in constant communication. I feel like saying that doesn't always have to be this intense, like, oh my gosh, I just received a download. Oh my gosh, we're experiencing telepathy. Sometimes it might feel intense like that, but other times it may just kind of be in the background. I was just getting these visuals of like neurons or like an electrical signal going between them, or like mushrooms. I feel like mushrooms have that network underground where they like talk to each other. Even trees, I think, their roots network. I don't know. You're part of some kind of network. Maybe it's like a group of souls that you belong to. Ooh. That message kind of gave me chills. I'm not gonna lie. Like, you're maybe part of a larger network of souls who are like creating something together on Earth, creating a new era, creating a new movement, creating a new reality, a new worldview. And third house, you're in close proximity. Well, some of you may already know that you're in close proximity. Like maybe you see this person on a regular basis or you talk to them on a regular basis, but there's a message like you're not as far away as you think. Some of you, depending on your situation, you might feel like you're very far removed from your person or at a physical distance from them, but you're actually orbiting each other. You're very close by. I'm seeing this put into visuals like, you know, you pass each other on the street and you didn't notice because it was so busy, but you were like just a few feet away from each other, or you were in this location and then you left and then they showed up a few minutes later. It's like you're kind of orbiting around the same spaces. And we have step out of your comfort zone, North Node. Your North Node sign or house could be significant right now. Like it's asking for your attention in some way. You could, I wonder if someone has North Node in the third house. That would be interesting. Or maybe in synastry, like their North Node falls into your third house or vice versa. You could also have synastry with like your North Node and one of their personal planets or angles, or their North Node and one of your personal planets or angles. Doesn't have to be, of course, but could be confirmation for some of you. But yeah, I feel like this makes a lot of sense. You're both feeling, okay. I just heard like you're feeling the call to step away from what is familiar and step into what is familiar. So what I mean by that is it feels like you're stepping away from what has become familiar due to repetition, and you're stepping into what has always felt familiar on a soul level. It's just a different kind of familiar. The one you're stepping away from is like, this is familiar because this is who I've learned to be through conditioning. But the other one, the one you're moving towards, is like, this is familiar because I've known it for eons. Like, I'm just stepping into who I've always been, behind the illusions of the physical realm. Okay, closing words for my group 4s. Honestly, during this chapter, you may have thoughts and dreams and ponderings, if that's a word, that do feel like a little bit delusional, because they're big, or they're big changes from the reality you're living in now. But honestly, I would say go with them, hear them out. But with that being said, focus on what you can do and what you can control. You can take notes from your person, because I think they've learned that latching on to things that are outside of you and that are out of your control is not productive, and it just leads to frustration and dissatisfaction. So yes, like believe in the magic of the messages you're receiving, but focus on what you can do about it, and remember that that's the point at the end of the day. The point at the end of the day is how these ideas and feelings move you, how they inform who you are. Sorry, I got distracted by a noise and then I forgot what I was saying. So maybe I'm just supposed to end it there. Anyway, because a big theme of this reading was connecting more with your own individual souls and also your higher selves communicating with each other, I think what I want to see in the extended is, what has your higher self been telling them? What has their higher self been telling you? And then, of course, we're going to see the likely future based on these energies, their next move towards you, and anything you need to know with regards to timing, signs, and synchronicities to look out for. So if that sounds good to you and you'd like to join me in the extended, that's going to be linked down below in the description as well as in the pinned comment. There will be an option to access just this one extended, or the monthly membership option where you can access all of the extendeds that go up every month. Just a little note about the memberships. I'm most likely taking a break from membership readings in June 2026. I'll still be active on the main YouTube channel. And if you join the lowest level of memberships with the extendeds, it's the same price as individually purchasing it anyway, but with the membership you get over a year's worth of extendeds. So it's still worth it to join in June, but there just likely won't be new readings going up during that month, and the billing will be paused. So if you're a member, you won't get billed for June. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that. Anyway, if you're going to leave the reading here, thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. And if you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have linked down below my Instagram and my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video that is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, your person, your higher selves. your spirit guides, your spiritual teams, and all of your loved ones, both here on Earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye!